Today is October 14th, and I'm just going to do a couple of quick mini tours. I've not done any garden updates in a while. If you garden, you know, like, this never-ending work. Right now, we have a bazillion leaves with many more still to come. And I had kind of gotten on top of it a couple of weeks ago, but, you know, right now the leaves are winning. So, I'm not going to stress about it right now. I'll get back on top of it hopefully in another week or two. And at some point, you know, we want to refresh the pine straw, but right now, you know, it's that time of year. So, my little spruce tree here is starting to fill in. If you remember from earlier, it was teeny tiny, and this crepe myrtle has also filled in. Everything else kind of looks a little bit stagnant, but I expect in the winter, even though obviously it's going to be chilly, there's going to be more sun once these tree canopies clear. So I'm hopeful, you know, this winter and spring we'll get some growth. But, you know, everybody's holding their own. So the ones that are struggling are two of my Bobo hydrangeas. This was a rescue from Home Depot, so I'm not really surprised by that, but still, we'll see. I'm thinking right now, if the hydrangeas do not rebound, I can either move these, or I'm going to replace these with some of the rockin' salvias, which would actually put a little pop of color here, so I'm okay with that. And I apologize for the barking dogs across the street. They have 6 dogs in a pen, and I have no idea why they have them, because they never interact with them, which is sad. I did move my little fountain. It lights up at night over here, so that looks pretty. I've seen the blue jays in it lately. I think this is a green giant arborvitae. It's getting some growth now. And my banana alyssum, because this area is getting more, has been getting more afternoon sun with the change of the season. They're getting some growth there. And just kind of a quick little tour. There's still lots of work to do. But the other crepe myrtles are hanging in there. Got some other growth coming here. Another little spruce tree there. Pardon our mess. Now that it's finally cooled off, I think we're going to try and tackle that area there, because there's a bee's nest in the ground. So that's an October project. We'll eventually get it covered and mulched, and then I'll get a couple of pots there. So that's going to be a fall and project as far as covering. I might not pot anything though, of course, till spring. But, you know, doing okay. My first Bloodgood Japanese maple is hanging in there in the pot. We've got to go back this week and kind of re-mulch everything. I've got cedar chips. We just need to get it done. So that's a project. Of course, we're getting at the leaves. This is a Florida Alyssum. It seems to be doing okay so far. Again, kind of pardon, I've got some cleanup I still need to do. I do have 2 new trellises I got on sale at Pike, so I'm going to use those for 2 of my rose bushes on my back deck, because they want to be climbers. So I'm excited about that, and I was excited to get those 50% off. We did pot up and put one of the little cedars here. I think that's a snow sprite cedar. And then, you know, my roses kind of over here. So, again, just, you know, still need to do some work and clean up in this area, but, you know, again, always a work in progress. So that's kind of, you know, what's going on here. Again, this is the area where there was a bee's nest. We're going to get in here and weed eat and knock these weeds down, and then tarp and cover this. And then I will probably put some more pots or something there in the spring, but at least get it covered up for winter, you know, to tackle that. My side garden has been kind of evolving. This was getting a ton of sun, and really since the beginning of September it's been less and less, which makes me a little bit sad, but there's still some nice pops of color. Got a David, I forget which one, but there's a David Austin rose there. My Blue Fortune, I cut back. It was gigantic. I cut it back at the end of August, and it's been reblooming. Not as vigorously as it did, in the summer, but nonetheless, it's mid-October and it's blooming, so yeah, I'll take it. So this was a beautiful one in the middle, and I still have some of the little, I think these are Black-Eyed Susans, which I grew from wildflower seed. They did nothing last year, and then this year they've been like insane. I think I got them from the Vermont Wildflower Company, but I honestly don't remember, but I need to try to because I would love to plant more of that. Again, this has kind of been, like, I've been changing some of this every couple of weeks, just to try to account for, some things are blooming and still color, and then I've lost a lot of color over here because there's just not as much sun, so it's not blooming as much. But I've got a Japanese maple potted up here. It's going to stay. This was on top of my little rusty barrel. It's over here now. Still have some petunias blooming, so not the prettiest, but there's still little pops of color, so I'm going to keep it. I have it sitting on top of a planter that I have not yet used. This pot I was hoping would do a little bit better. I just, again, even in the 2 or 3 weeks since I planted that, there's just less sun, so it's kind of a moving target. We did get this King's Gold Arbor Vitae potted up from Heights, and knock on wood, fingers crossed, it's looking very good, and I hope it will continue to do well. It's prettier in person. And then of course, you gotta have your mums for the fall, a couple of rooster's tails. This was really pretty a couple of weeks ago. The mums, kind of on their last leg, but the purple fountain grass is doing great, so I'm going to try and keep that, and transplant it and get it somewhere because I love that. My rockin' salvia here, pink, even with less sun, it's still blooming. I'm going to do a whole lot more of the rockin' salvias next year. That has by far been my most successful plant this year. There's a little bit of queen nectarine, hummingbird mint blooming, which is good. All these are blooming because I did have a hummingbird last evening, which ties the latest that I have seen one at my house. So we'll see if he come up. I keep my feeders up usually through early to mid-November just for stragglers coming through. This is the Rockin' Blue Salvia. It was slow to start, but it has been a rock star. So I'm going to get more of that next year. I also want to try the Rockin' Purple. If you're going to grow the Rockin' Blue, just know it is a slow starter, and you need to plant it like in groups of 4, because it's not as full as the Rockin' Fuchsia, but I highly recommend it. The hummingbirds love both, but they especially love the Rockin' Blue, which is kind of the opposite of what I would expect, but they do love it. I still have some planters here. Still petunias kind of going. Not the most beautiful, but nonetheless, I'll take all the pops of color. I forget what kind of shrub this is. Laura Petalum, I believe. I forget which one, but it's actually kind of been happier. I planted it late, but it's doing okay considering. A little more queen nectarine, and then my pride and joy, which I still have my tag on it from June. My Dragon's Breath. I got this at Lowe's, and this thing has been massive, and it actually was going gangbusters when Hurricane Helene hit, and you can see where it split it. I've done my own kind of sad efforts to stake it up. I am really hoping that this will come back next year. Supposedly it's an annual, but I think in my zone, if I protect it, I can get it to come back, hopefully as a perennial. We'll see. But this, before Helene split it, I mean, it looked magnificent. This and my Rockin' Salvias have been my best ones this year. So this is my 3rd year growing Dragon's Breath. It has been very hard to find around here until this year. But if you don't have any, go find some, because as you can see, it is gorgeous, and it bloomed all summer, like June, July, August, September. We're mid-October, and it's still going strong. So had Helene not split it, it would look even better, but considering the beating it took, I think I'm impressed. Some more Blue Fortune salvia. You can see it's blooming. Some more hummingbird mint. I forget which variety this is. Tango, I think. Still getting some nice blooms. Unfortunately, I'm not getting enough sun for the lantana really to be blooming anymore, which makes me sad. Because this was a nice pop of pink and yellow color. But, you know, mid-October, you know, all things considered, I'm okay with the side garden. So, I'm going to do another video and tour you on some of my other gardens. But I hope that you enjoyed this first video today. Thank you for watching.